So I'm going to start recording. So let's go over where we were last time, what's going on, what the objectives are, since it's been a couple weeks since we had that break. So right now, you guys are seeking to get to the final piece, to the final dungeon, to the final place, which is a set of lost ruins, lost ancient site that was swallowed eons ago by a massive beast, the Great Old White, a shark of inordinate size that swallowed it. Now, to find that out, how to get through that and how to make your way in, you were sent to speak with a man named Captain Alejandro, who was in the far south Icelands. And you traveled there and found that a party had apparently arrived before you, clearly sent by your adversary, Lord Dust, and an ogre magi and his group, and you trekked through the stormy wastes because Alejandro had taken off a couple of days beforehand. You made your way through and arrived and took more damage traveling than you received from the fight, in which you essentially blew all my bad guys out of the water in a swift and short and certain order. I think I knocked Sherry out once, I believe, during that fight.
A lot.
Okay, but mostly the big bad got stomped in the first round. The problem was, I was not aggressive enough, and I didn't get the fight started before your cleric arrived. That was my downfall.
We stalled long enough.
Yeah.
And it was completely subtle.
So there is...
Well, we also had surprise, and that guy would have been dead. He had 4 hits on him before he even moved.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty awesome. So, again, you're at this tower in this kind of icy, abandoned area. I've shown you the picture there of Alejandro. And you can see that the sort of the magic that was surrounding the tower has died down. And he has walked out, and he's looked at each of you, his glance settling on Matt's character Tommaso briefly, and then Rook, and then finally Cathak. And where we left off last time was with him saying, as he looked at you, Cathak, he said, I know
who your father is.
I know your father. And so we take up, and just as you do when there's the end of a particular episode and the next episode starts, you guys are probably in the tower sitting around a campfire. Food is being prepared. And he has kind of put you off for a little bit while he's gotten things settled. He's spoken with the young woman who came with you, the chief's daughter. And he will say then, as he kind of sits down, finally, you guys have been bandaging yourselves and treating your wounds, and he will say,
Whimpering.
So, what is your tale?
Talking to me.
Talking to everyone here.
Oh, okay. Still getting my game on here, so hold on.
Sure. He sits patiently and waits for you guys to answer.
I can roleplay the eating part.
Yeah. What you're doing.
Which is what I'm actually doing. Munch, tink.
Okay.
Well,
Primarily our tale is our goal is to fix the Titan. It's a long story how we got to that point. So settle in and we'll tell it to you.
Okay. Why don't you make let's do a charisma roll for me, Scott. what do you have that represents your sort of bardic or lore telling, tale spinning?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Both thief and spy, but that's primarily lying.
Right.
Um,
So you may not have a background related to it.
No, spy would be spy. You'd be able to improv.
Well, but this is him about reciting a story. So make a charisma roll for me, Scott. Charisma plus your level.
an 18.
An 18. He will listen. He stops you a couple of times to ask clarifications, notably about things that seem very mundane to you when he stops to ask about them. Like you're just telling the story when you guys went to the island that had the abandoned castle, and he asks, what the weather was like, or when you're describing someplace else, like being at Grandfather Tortoise's, he asks, well, what was the smell like? Things like that.
All right. Well, that would let me leverage my master spy to figure out what is he trying to throw me off. What is he trying to do with that gambit?
Sure. Why don't you make
You come across a turtle. It's lying on its back.
Yes. Just make a roll for me. Let's say charisma again plus that. He's definitely trying to say something, maybe something about the consistency of your story, without being particularly direct about it. But there's also clearly some other meaning there for him beyond that.
Okay.
And he will
I'll be sure that I'll be particularly descriptive on those sort of questions.
And he will say, so this is all for the Empress then?
Well, Empress says.
We think that restoring the Empress will help with the Titan. The mechanism, we're not exactly sure yet, but it does seem that...
He says it will. I suspect that's the one way that I can imagine would put that back into place. It seems like the logical thing.
And it certainly seems that Dust's had some interest in them as well. For the same thing, I'm not sure. But he appears to be our enemy in this.
I don't know what Dust's agenda would be. He may well wish to make his own empress, or he may well wish to stop this process.
I can't imagine anyone wanting the Titan to fall, but maybe he can turn the fixing into his own advantage in some way.
He may know of a way to make the Titan's fall work to his advantage, his process. He may aid him from what he ails.
We've heard that he can destroy spirits.
Yes. Yes, he can. Speaking of which, the spirit you have within you, was that voluntary?
What?
Yes, though desperate at the time.
That's a very dangerous thing to do for the untrained. And I thought, well, you'll need to do something about that. How long has she been there?
Several years.
And you're still intact. I'm impressed.
Why is that? Why do you say that?
because in my experience, there's bleed over and a fading, sometimes emerging, sometimes insanity. Especially for people like you.
What do you mean, people like me? I seem like I'm a normal elf.
Back.
It's that's a complicated thing to answer when I say that. He will kind of turn then, and he will look at you, Matt, and he will say, "This is an interesting chrysalis you're in." Tommaso,
don't know what you
was
mean
it?
by chrysalis. I've simply found a way to rid myself of the bothersome spirit, and I feel much better now.
You've been emptied.
So much more hollow.
You've been emptied, right?
I have.
That's a step on the process. That's a step on the road.
Road to what?
Yeah, is that good or bad?
He'll
Is this
kind
the
of.
high road or the low road?
I suppose that depends. Probably for Master Tommaso, it is actually a road that he will embrace. It may not be as good for others. It will depend on. This is your friend Tommaso here, a good man?
Yeah. Well, mostly, depending on your point of view.
See, when the orc hesitates about that, I perhaps worry. He'll turn and look at you, Sherry. Is your friend Tommaso a good man?
She sort of stops and she goes, I have never seen him.
He only burns apostates. Let's
She
just put it that
sort of
way.
says, I've never seen him act for himself.
No? Well, that's yes.
It puzzles me that someone would question the righteousness of a follower of the surgeon.
No. In fact,
We
I have no question about your righteousness. In fact, I am certain your very nature demonstrates the righteousness of it. Your path, your transformation. When you become the next surgeon,
Oh!
I'm sure that
I'm changing my icon relationships.
the emptying, that's one of the steps on the path.
I don't know of what you speak, and frankly, it almost borders on blasphemy.
No. The surgeon changes and is reborn. Things shift, times change. There is a new era. They're coming, and there are preparations and changes that occur with that particular program from time to time.
Your words are troubling, but as the servants of our order do, we will take whatever comes our way and reflect it back at the world.
Yes. Well, I expect it will be some time, but you certainly are well on that way. And then he'll turn to you, Ben, and he will say, "How old are you?" Was it Kathak?
Yes, I am. Gosh, how old am I?
20,
how old?
30?
Actually, I don't know how old do tieflings live.
So imagine normal human sort of spans.
Yeah, so I guess 30.
And did you spend much time in the company of Zangaris? Do you know your father well?
I am kind of estranged from my father, but I did not know him too well. He was somewhat aloof.
Well, that
How did you come to know my father? What can you tell me of him?
I knew your father of old, back in the old days. He sort of draws that phrase out, before he took the mantle that he did, and certainly before he fell.
And what was he like before he fell?
How do I put this? He was angry. He'd scraped his way up in things to be who he was. Always dangerous in the devices and things that he made. It was he that helped reforge the War Singer.
So that's exactly how I remember him, just always angry.
Yes.
So things don't change after all.
No. Well, we are eternal in our own ways. The faces we wear may change, but we are eternal in these things. So, you want to go into the shark?
We have to go into the shark.
Kankath is the place you're going. That's what he swallowed. That place, that old thing. The Great White is a creation. It was a monster used in the First War. And after that, during that second fight, was when we lost Kankath. I think the tools that you need are there. You are correct. But the shark is not a place you really want to go.
No, as Caution has said, but we have to.
And you want my aid in this.
We would appreciate it if it would help our success, or if you could give us some advice, a way to get inside the shark without, well, dying.
The problem is not getting in. As a matter of course, there are two things. One, I can definitively help you with finding the shark. But the other is that understand that the shark inside is... You described the place you were in before. Of course, the torrent stall and the shell. You understood how
Yes.
it was shifted. Inside of the Great White is significantly larger than the outside. It is a whole land. There are peoples that live inside of that thing. And it is a place that is warped and twisted by the nature of the shark itself. The shark rearranges the things that it swallows. It casts away the useless and reforges things inside of it. Kankath is a different story. It is like a kidney stone that the shark will never be able to pass. And it's very difficult to get to. Well, I can... Let me... I have two options for you, gentlemen. Let me lay those before you, if I may. On the one hand, I have a way to get you in. We could go there directly. Perhaps would allow you a chance to rest and recover. But inside, the path will be long and winding. So perhaps shorter to get there, but a longer trek through the uncertain labyrinth that is the shark. On the other hand, there is a way to... I know someone who could get you in close to Kankath, but that would require me taking you somewhere now where you would have to go in and likely extricate him from that place and then convince him to take you there. Although I don't think he'll require too much persuasion. You have questions?
Where is this place that we would be extricating him from? How dangerous is it?
It's quite dangerous. I don't know what the state of it is now. It's deep in one of the places, the Empire of Roots. I do not know what guards they placed on him, but I expect you might have to trick, fight, or bargain your way through. He looks around at the five of you.
Is this person your friend? Would you...
No, definitively not.
Would rescuing him be to the betterment of the world if it weren't for him being able to get us close to...
No, but he can place you close and perhaps well ahead of Dust. Dust wouldn't be able to bargain with him, so Dust wouldn't even have him as an option.
Why can't Dust deal with him?
Because Dust wasn't a binder. Dust wasn't a bargain maker. He did other things. But I knew this one of old, and so I know how to get to him and how to release those bonds.
You claim to know a great many strange and wondrous things. How have you come to this knowledge?
I used to be, long ago, Anduriak, the Night Keeper, the god of the night. Yes.
Bum bum bum.
There were wars, and there were disputes amongst my company, and eventually that led to me leaving, though perhaps if you speak to others they might call it exile. After that, there were perhaps a failed rebellion or two, and now I am as this. I have kept my head down. I've taken up this humanity, and for many years I've avoided using my powers for fear of drawing attention to myself from my former comrades. Lord Dust is another one like me.
And who was
Now,
who he used to be?
Hmm?
Who'd he used to be?
He was always called Dust. He never took on a mantle. He was amongst the... And he says a word that essentially means like the angels or the servants. Thine Heriar. He was amongst them.
Oh, okay. He was a former
So-
angel.
But so this guy, when you say he was a god, would he have been one of the gods of like the 13 orders of the kind of a pre-human collapse religion, or no?
Yes, and Duriak would be one of those 13. Essentially, they're the big 13, and then there's probably demigods below them, and then the Einherjar are outside of that.
And
Okay, well, if this
we
guy
had his heart.
is-
We had Anduriak's heart.
He goes,
and-
no, you had the heart of, I think it was Ralphus, who took on my mantle when I left.
Oh.
At least I think he was the latest one. I don't know. They pass around.
Now, this to someone. That might be a weird question, but like to someone who's like kind of follower of this old religion, like does what he's saying like kind of resonate with me? Do I feel that he's telling the truth?
Well, in some ways, you've broken off from that and had some doubts on it because the 13 have vanished, have stopped communicating, and it's part of what gives you some moral authority is that the Surgeon Penitent is outside of that and is still functioning. So you've seen a lot of strange things. You've held the heart of a god. It doesn't seem too far fetched from what you've seen.
So you knew Lord or Dust then? He was one of your company or companions, or
He was not. He was in the Second War. I knew him when he was exiled then. They let him live because he had friends still. He was useful. He has always hated the heavens. Since then, at least.
he's in a similar state as you?
He has powers, but I suspect, like mine, significantly reduced, though he has spent time clearly gathering other forces and things to him, yes.
Can he be killed?
Yes. Yes, he can be. But not easily.
Is there a way to prevent him from stealing your spirit?
A
Is there some
seal
limitation?
against those things? Yes, but it would take some time to craft such a defense.
Who could do such a thing?
There are old smiths, if they still live, in the underhollows, in the back mountains of the places. Those who have access to a quenching pool of the elements might be able to craft such a thing. The Spirit King as well. That's part of what he's programmed for.
Well, something to look into. What does everyone think? Do we want to do the risky gamut now? Well, we are injured, but it would put us ahead of Dust, or do we want to take the longer route and let us get a chance to heal up?
Well, hold on. I do want to ask one thing before we go on.
Please.
You know what this chain is for?
Oh. That goes, how did you come by that? I do know what it's for, to answer your question. I'm sorry.
Found a device to make it.
Oh.
We found it in a zombie. Yeah, we found.
Found it in that old castle.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that's where I assume he picked up the chalice.
Yes.
It converts magic into a chain. Properly used, it can bind a variety of things unconventional. You probably already determined it combined magics. It combined beasts. Different variations of it were used to bind certain of the icons, to move them in that way and hold them in those directions. It's what we use to tame this world.
So is this something that you could use in a combat situation, or does it need a lot of preparation?
I don't know. You would need more, or else be clever with it. It certainly... Does Dust know you have this?
Do not believe so.
Then that may give you an edge.
So, yeah, I was thinking Dust is the one we want to bind. Okay, so we need more. How much more?
Well, you'd need a full rack of chains to be able to do that. But what you have there should allow you to...
Well, we haven't put...
Let him finish his sentence.
Sorry.
Should allow you to, at the very least, create an opening for yourself.
Open.
And that would be...
A gambit, an advantage.
Oh, I see. So you're saying it takes magic. So if I took, like, some magic, like a ring or something like this or something like that, and put it in there, it would create more chain.
No, that's fairly muted and diverse. You'd need pure crystallized mana.
Do we have the God Heart with us? Or the leg? Or what do we have? I don't even know what we have anymore.
I believe you have the heart.
Okay. So
we could make plenty of chain.
we might as well ask. So what is Enduriak's reputation? Is he a relatively good guy? What is he? I mean,
Enduriak was the Night Keeper, the one who brings the calm. He is a figure of both the turning of cycles, but also darkness is a scary thing. So he is a mixed figure, one of the sort of the most neutral of the worshipped 13. Says that putting that heart in that machine would probably get you enough chains to bind to someone.
I think we should do it then. What do you think?
Well, it makes some kind of sense. I don't think that we have any sense of how we could restore Anduriak.
No,
Or even if there's...
he goes, yeah. He goes, no. From what you've told me, he's gone. That's how the final death comes.
Yes, and at the hands of Dust's people, I think. So.
Well, it sounds to me from what you told me that he
Did
was...
they just follow up on it?
Well, he must have been trying to use the torrent stall to get back up into heaven, restore himself, and did not have the skills to work the machinery.
Mm.
Okay. So, Lowell, the cup and the bracelet that we got from the torrent stall, we know that those are minor magic.
Mm-hmm.
Chanel did that, and she's very confident about that.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, they're lovely little items.
Well,
but they're super minor.
No, that's fine. I was just wondering if there was something that we were missing.
Okay.
And while we got a source, we might as well use it.
Should we get moving?
Well, that's fine.
We can get walking. Do you have questions? And if you wish to ask me questions as we travel, which route do we take?
Oh, I think we need to beat Dust.
Yeah, I'm kind of there too.
So say you all. He looks at you.
So say we are.
Nod.
Oh, hey, if we're not going to rest, I need to roll my Berserk recovery.
Okay, go ahead and make that roll for me.
16, I think.
Okay. Ooh, look at that.
Look at that.
God damn it. He will say, we have maybe a day of traveling through the tundra from here. The ship I was heading towards is there, and we should be able to use that to get to the place. And from
We have a ship as well if you need.
Okay, are you going to come with us to confront Dust, or are you going to send us on our way?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay. Well, I'm asking because while we get there, if you could help us and help us kind of keep up our strength, we're going to be better prepared to take them on.
Let me think on that.
Okay.
What you're asking is not an uncostly thing for me.
Okay.
And he will gather his stuff together and his packs and stuff, and he will speak briefly to the chief's daughter, and he will say to her, "Do not worry, I will make sure we drop you at your village before we go on." And she'll nod.
Like a bag of meat.
She clearly trusts and believes him. And he will have you guys gather on your winter clothes, and you will head back out into the storm.
Does he laugh at our winter clothes first?
No.
Oh, that's right. We got the new stuff.
Yeah. You guys are all bundled up. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
We kept the suntan lotion on under the.
That's
fur.
funny. I don't feel cold.
You feel nothing but cold.
Yes. Cold, warmth, it's all the same thing. So let me ask you guys this. So are there questions that you wish to pose to him while you travel? You can do that.
Okay.
Shall I go around and ask if you have questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
Sherry, do you have a question for him?
Well, I have 3 little Empress candidates. One of whom isn't interested in the trials, and I'm like, don't think I should take them into the shark. And she turns to him and says, "Can we leave them at the village?"
They will be... The problem that you have at this point is that they are anathema to one another. You haven't had out 2 of them at the same time, have you?
No.
That's a good
Cage
thing.
match.
They are made to be chaos and noise to prevent anyone from seizing the Empress's role. But they are living things, and they will recognize that each other is... How do I put this? They will see each other as something that has to be destroyed, as something that is threatening to them.
And they aren't going to survive the trials.
The world has changed much, but I do not think so. And I don't know what happens when you go to recraft the Empress.
And she sort of says,
I can give you something to store the 3rd one if you wish.
that would be good if she wishes.
And you will realize this is the one that was in the cage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Matt's muted.
Nope.
We don't hear you howling Slavs. No. Okay.
Sorry, I don't have my...
So yeah, Matt doesn't know if he's muted. We can never tell if he's muted now with the boy having gnawed on his headset, so he always has to check.
He's got to throw up on you once.
Yeah, so he will
your
say
keyboard.
he will say, when we get to the ship, I can give you something to store her in. She is the one that is blinded.
Permanently blinded?
It looks like it. It looks like they took her eyes from her. Maybe with fire. It's hard to tell. But she will only identify herself as dog.
Oh,
Oh, I like her. I like her already.
You have the sense that she has been very mistreated.
all right.
Not carrier.
I do kind of. I look at our cleric and I'm like, all right.
Scott, do you have a question for Captain Alejandro?
Certainly. We will describe what Dust, through his agents, did to the former mage of the tower. What was his name again?
Palak.
Palak, yes. And our stopgap measure to preserve him. Ask him if he's familiar with that magic and if there's a way to undo that and restore him.
If you rescue, restore, recreate the Empress, she will undoubtedly have the power to be able to restore your friend. If that is the boon that you wish from her. Depending on her temperament, they're not always the same.
Well, we got a choice. We got a pick. We can pick the nice one.
Does that answer your question, Scott?
Certainly.
Okay.
Here's a quiz. There's no fail but wrong answer here. Just answer the quiz.
Carl?
We still do not really know what these draconic gems are for, do we?
You know, they are made...
They're level ups for dragons,
Yes,
aren't
they are level ups for dragons.
They're what?
Dragons, when they wish to advance to the elder status, that is a way that they can raise up their power.
Okay. So I guess then I'll ask him. It's like, we got these. I kind of believe in fate a little bit. Is there a reason why we have these? What can these be used for? What
Well,
can we find some good dragons to give it to, or what?
There's no such thing as a good dragon. But
that's bad.
They're all bad.
Or maybe a baby dragon, and then there'll only be a big dragon instead of a monster dragon.
There is a way to use them to call a dragon to you.
That might...
That sounds like a bad idea.
Unless you're in the mouth of a huge shark, and you want to give him a distraction.
Oh, I like that.
I don't know what will be summoned, but there is a way to break them. You have that some of the mana stone, the bits from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get a piece and make an edge with that, it will cut through the stones. When you do that, that will release the first of whichever dragon that comes from when we bound them.
That sounds like a bad idea too. So,
in the old days when we fought down the demons and the other things that were across this world, there were other dragons that were different, and we had to bind those away. That's what these stones are from.
Okay, so one, can we make an edge of the heart without? Because it's encapsulated right now, right?
Yeah.
So can we make an edge of the heart without removing the encapsulation, and can we do it without messing up the heart?
I will say that you can probably break off a piece to be able to do that. How does that sound?
Okay, great. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, because the heart is...
Chanel, you're the magic expert. Is that a good plan?
Sure. That's an awesome plan, because then, yes,
okay,
we can cause a terrific disturbance. And
so, okay, then let's figure out who's holding. Well, I mean, who's got access to these gems? Because
the gems are currently stored away in that
that box.
That box, so that they don't give off quite the same signal.
Okay, that's fine. Who has the box, and how easy is it to get to? Can we do it in a bad situation or not?
Cochinelle has it. I'm sure if you want to tell me that you're setting it up such that she can get to it easily, that's a reasonable
Okay, so she
thing.
doesn't need a lot of strength to do it.
No.
Okay, that's what I need to know.
Ben, do you have a question for Captain Alejandro?
And not at the moment.
Okay.
I don't think of-
Matt, do you have a question? Yes.
Yeah, first I have a question for DM.
Sure.
Would it be possible to cure the blindness through clerical magic at this level?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's look at the cleric spells and see what those involve. Let me just take a quick look here.
He wants a fair fight when we cage match him.
Meanwhile, I'll check to see if there's been any new unlocks in my Bones 3 Kickstarter.
Yes. You have mighty healing?
I do.
If you did mighty healing with a ritual, you might be able to do that.
All right. Does the ritual cost us time, though?
Well, you could do it while you were traveling.
Well, we're
Okay.
then let's, because we're going to lose that, aren't we?
Well, yeah.
So we're going to lose that. We're trying to hurry up to get there, and we're not resting. So that's great. Let's do it later.
I have a primary mandate.
Yeah, well, the primary mandate is saving the world, and she's on this world, so it doesn't make a difference if she's not blind if we're all dead and the whole world blows up. That's what I'm saying. Just make a choice there.
It's impossible to say how prioritization would align in the eyes of the gods.
Yeah, I know. So, you know.
He looks at you, he goes, yeah, you're going to be the surgeon penitent.
Well, now my question for Alejandro is, well, to answer the orc, can't you heal the girl? You surely have a spark of divinity left in you.
I don't want to.
I do, but and let me think on that. And again, he goes back. Clearly, his brow darkens when you kind of force that question on him, and you can see he is very reluctant on this.
Think about it. You're gonna be the surgeon penitent. You're ordained to get out of this, right?
Maybe. So
If the god won't do it, I will show him where the real power of divinity now lies in the world.
Yeah. Okay. If you do that, I'm gonna chop her in half, and that's gonna be the end of her eyes. Okay? Because she can wait. We're nice to her. I'll carry on her back. She can be there. I can be Papa Orc and everything else. But
Stop, you two. When we get to the ship, I will do it. But let us travel now. You said time is of the essence. Let's get moving. And he marches on, muttering, orcs, surgeon penitent, as he goes along.
Did we out neutral him?
Yes. So, you will travel on for the better part of a day as it gets on towards evening, and you will again see those figures under the ice, those giants down there, still reaching. You will notice that Alejandro detours around them, and even as he's kind of walking across those areas, you will notice that there is a kind of a slight rumbling of the ice, and almost of a sense more of those titans, those sub-titans shaking a little bit there. And he will say, "They too knew me of old." You had a question, Black Dog?
May have already been answered, but we had at one point, I think it's in the torrent stall, we had 80 cards with a creature on them.
Oh yeah.
Do we have any idea what that is?
Are you showing them to him?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember these. They're training kit for identification.
Flashcards for witchers or what?
No, for knowing what was out there for the young ones.
Like I said, flashcards for witchers.
Not witchers.
What's a
but-
witcher?
Witcher is a monster hunter.
No,
Oh.
no, it was more to know what they were working with. These are in the torrent stall?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you know who they belong to last?
No, I couldn't tell you that. There were many sets of them. And you guys, after the sort of the field of the icy giants, will reach a mound of ice, and he will walk forward, and he kind of in a little bit of a crevasse. You can see there's more old things stuck in the ice, maybe machines or ships. You're not sure. But he will raise his hand, and again, that fire that you saw before will come forth from his hand, and he will gesture, and the fire will run out in a kind of a ring around this mound, and it will cascade up the sides, and you can see the shape shift, and it clearly melts away whatever this ice is. There's no steam or anything like that, so you have the sense it is some kind of magical construction, and perhaps this fire is a key to it. And when it's done, the glare dims, and you will see this enormous thing. It's a great mirrored metal and glass, sort of iridescent colored shape. It's long, and it has kind of a face to it, and it has these great mirrored jeweled wings, and it looks like maybe an enormous metal dragonfly, maybe, but different. And he will say, "This is where I put my ship." And he will go up, and you will see him gesture, and the ship will kind of shift, and it's on these kind of like legs, and it will lean down close to the ground, and the side of it will open up.
Wow.
And he will reach and climb up inside. And he will say, "All of you should come in."
All right. Do you know how to operate this thing?
Of course I do. It's very easy.
Oh,
Anyone
good, 'cause
wandering
I
into
could never-
anyone wandering into one of these ships could figure it out.
I saw where he's going with this.
Everything's well labeled.
Yes.
You would have to be an idiot.
It only makes sense. But he'll have you guys come in. The interior has that sort of texture and coloring like the torrent stall. That kind of
You mean kind of organic?
organic and green on the inside. More organic on the inside than it looked on the outside. And he will move towards what appears to be the front part of this vessel, and he will go to a set of controls, and he will say, "Which of you wishes to see how this works? So that if something happens to me, you can pilot this."
Oh, I'll definitely take a look here.
And-
I'll take a look. I mean,
Okay.
if it's like I could sell boats.
yes,
Sure, or capsize his vessel.
I got a hero point. Oh,
Hero point? You don't
I guess I
have,
don't.
No, you
Didn't I
don't.
have a hero point?
No one has hero points here, Carl.
What? What are you talking about?
And he will show you guys how to pilot this thing. And it lifts up off the ground, and it flies. And you guys have probably, magically flown a little bit before, but the speed of this thing is unbelievable. The ground swishes by. It moves in just a cascade below you, and it makes almost no sound as it travels. There's maybe a slight hum to the beating of those wings atop it, but inside it is sort of deathly quiet. And he will show you guys how it goes, and probably within about 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more, he'll be back outside of that village that you first arrived at, and he will set it down and have the chief's daughter get out.
We thank her. We'll give her one of the maybe useful minor magic items that we have
Okay.
as a thanks for leading us.
Not the cat.
No, but maybe the boiling water.
Okay. Oh, she will be very pleased with that.
Okay.
And she will thank you profusely.
Water is very useful in this environment.
She clearly, Alejandro is clearly a key part of the village, and she does say goodbye to him with some reluctance. You'll get back in. He will set things going. He will show you how to kind of set a course, and he will look at you two, Rook and Black Dog, and he will say, I will go and do what needs to be done. You two will fly this?
Oh, certainly.
All right.
Make a wisdom check.
What needs to be done? Just so.
It should go on the direction that I have set here, the course it should go, but the world has shifted, things have changed, so you need to be ready in case there's a different mountain or a different thing in the way or whatnot. Can you do that?
You do it. Certainly.
Yeah, where are you
Piece
going?
of cake.
I'm going back part of the ship to...
Oh, back part of the ship. Okay.
Yes.
Something.
All right. And he will come back to the back part of the ship to where you are, Kathak, and Cochinelle, and Tommaso. And he will sit down next to the young woman, and he will take away the bloody cloth that her eyes are wrapped with, her head is bound with. And he will raise up his hand, and this time instead of fire, you will see darkness appear in his hands, and he will touch the girl, and you can see her immediately kind of go to slumber. And then he will slowly and carefully run his fingers across her eyes, and you will see the color drain from him. He turns pale as he does this.
All right.
And you will see him do that, and when he pulls away his hands, you will see that in her eye sockets are pools of darkness, like the night sky, with stars in them. And he will say, when she awakes, she will be able to see.
Okay. And how about you? Are you all right?
I will be. He says, I think, and he will move to the back and he'll open up one of these cabinets and he will say, I think I have some lembas back here of some kind. And he'll come forward and he'll hand you...
Oh, that elf food is so bad.
He'll hand you each
lembas.
a packet.
Some good cram is what you want.
A sort of chewy brown packet that he'll hand to you, and he'll said, eat this.
Lasts forever. It's delicious.
No, eat it now. It doesn't last forever when I take it out of the storage. And if you are you gonna,
Wait,
do you eat
where
it
did he get this?
out of one of the cabinets?
There's something in this ship?
Yes, there's loot.
Inconceivable!
Do you eat it?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, Sherry, regain a recovery
Yay! Except I had. Okay.
because you were
I
down.
will.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I healed a bunch of stuff.
That's
I don't
right.
want to talk about
Carl,
it.
do you eat one?
Oh, if I have to.
Okay, get a recovery back. Scott, do you wish your recovery back?
I don't. I do. I pretend not to
Yes.
like it, no matter
Okay.
what it's.
All right. Scott, you eat it, get a recovery back. Ben, are you down a recovery?
I am.
Then you can eat one of these and get a recovery back.
Yummy.
He'll hold it up for Matt, for Tommaso.
I don't eat much these days.
Fair enough. And he'll hand it to one
I'll
of
take it. I'll take it. I'll force it. I'll make myself.
it goes,
No, you didn't like it. You thought
Yes.
Lembus
He
was...
said you didn't care for the taste. I'll give it to your,
got 6
friend
more?
here. What?
You got 6 more?
No. That's the last of it. He'll say, don't eat it like right away. Put it down. Don't eat it right away. You're going to need to wait a few hours. At least half a day before you eat another one of these. If you eat another one too quickly, it'll upset your system.
Oh, maybe that's why I didn't like them.
Yeah,
Like
I'm sure.
5 wouldn't have been a good idea.
No, just the one that you wanted to eat there. That's fine.
I knew the first one tasted real good. After that, they just didn't taste very good.
So, Carl
Elf didn't tell me that before he died.
and Black Dog and Rook, you guys are flying this. The controls are completely unlike anything you've worked with because it is more of a kind of a joystick style thing, and sort of hand reflex, and you're working in a different dimension of movement. So I need both of you to make either dexterity or intelligence roll, whichever is higher for you.
Okay, well, I think I can add my pirate background because I'm warding off buggery. I was very used to controlling a joystick.
No. I'm not going to give you that one. Carl, you get to roll first.
I wonder what happened if I screwed up and ran it over. I think it's +3.
Okay? There is some time.
Oh man, that limb is good. I should eat another one, maybe. Oh
No more driving under the influence.
man,
for
I can't even think anymore. I'm taking the hand off the wheel.
And you will have to go and make some adjustments as you fly, based on storm clouds and based on mountains and things like that. There are adjustments that you have to make. And Scott, I will also have you make a roll.
Okay, so Dex and level and what background skill did you say?
I don't think you have a background in this, sir.
Can I leverage my thief? I'm used to disarming traps. They usually have lots of complicated controls that have cause and effect when you do certain things. Levers, buttons.
After this first time, yes, but not this first time.
He's such a dick, man.
Okay.
But that's all right.
You do very well. You're much steadier on the stick than Black Dog is. Black Dog tends to jerk to adjust things. You're a little more gentle with that.
I just know how to handle.
Well,
my limbus.
jerking is the correct way to adjust your joystick.
I could just hold my limbus.
Right.
God.
And you guys will fly along until you see up ahead is a tall black mountain. You've come out over the land there, and you are somewhere close to past the Hellforge range, and you think that where he's taking you is actually the spike. Is that sort of great broken massive stone that's sticking out of the ocean.
Where's oh, okay.
I can ping that.
What's on the spike?
He will say there's a cavern there, passageway down to the Empire of Roots, and there are wards and guardings there. And when you get close, he will take control of it. The spike is huge. It's a mammoth. It's like a skyscraper, like several skyscrapers taped together of jagged stone of weird colors, just sticking out of the ocean.
And who put this here? I'll ask you.
This was from one of the fights. There used to be much more of this. This is what was left when things were done. It says you have to understand that in the first days, there were things here that we fought. This was one of the holdings of those. And he will bring the great sort of mirrored dragonfly ship up next to this cliff entrance, and it looks like there's not enough room for the thing to land, but he will do an adjustment, and he'll have you watch as he does this, Scott, as he kind of brings it in, and the ship actually bends, and the legs kind of will actually grip onto the ledge, and much like an insect would hold on to the side of a wall or a screen or something, the ship grabs on and holds on. And then it clearly, the wings kind of fold up and it kind of turns so that you guys can exit out onto this ledge. When you step
What kind
out...
of guardians we will... Oh, go ahead.
You were saying? I'm sorry.
So what kind of guardians can we be looking forward to here?
Because I can... I will take care of most of the demons that are guarding the path down. Those I can handle right now. But you'll have to go down into where the Empire of Roots lies. Now...
What does this guy look like, by the way? Or will be obvious?
You will be going down, and there is a place where he is held. There is a stone that is fixed in place. He is not corporeal, and so he will need one of you to give him a place.
Okay.
He
Serve
is
as a vessel.
exactly. You will need to bargain carefully with him on his good behavior. Now, doubtless in your stories you've heard of the ancient ones, the old demons and devils that were here in the first days.
Yes.
You've heard of those nightmares?
Yes, this is Rakansa, the first devil. His corporeality, his body is there in Kagkath. That is why he will wish to go there. So you have that to bargain with him for.
Yeah, except I really don't think I want to give a corporal form to someone called the First Devil.
He says there will be other things to worry about later, but if, as you said, you wish to restore the Titan and keep the world from falling in on itself, then sometimes needs are as needs do.
Alrighty.
He says, I will tell you a secret that you must keep close and away in your mind. The world has changed much since Rankasa was out, and he will not be as potent as he used to be. He may grow back to his strength in time, but at least in these first days, he will not be nearly so powerful.
Okay.
And he will say, and he'll point to you, Rook, and he will say, do not let him use you as a vessel, Rook.
All right.
And he will go over to this archway, and you will see him reach out, and those of you who have magical talent will see him cast magic. It kind of comes out of his fingers in a mix of fire and darkness, and he runs his hand in an outline around here. And you'll see glyphs appear as he does that kind of rise up and burn out, and sort of flicker out. You've seen some of this writing when you were in the torrent stall. And then the stone itself peels away and wraps up like a tent flap. And you will see that there is a great wide staircase made of metal spiraling downwards. And you will see appear in the air in front of Alejandro this bluish flickering flame. It kind of has eyes, and it's sort of floating there, and it starts singing, and Alejandro clearly engages with it in conversation, and then kind of draws it off to the side and keeps talking with it and gestures for you to go down.
And we do.
Okay. What is the marching order? You guys can go two abreast.
I should probably be in front to look for traps.
Okay.
Did say that there were.
So Rook and
and I will go next to look for magical traps.
okay. And then who is in the soft middle?
I'll take up the middle.
Okay.
Our undead lord in the middle.
Undead Lord in the middle. And who is with beside him? All right. Who's at the back then?
Let's
It's
put
Rook or
I would
Black
say-
Dog.
Did we lose dog?
I'm here.
Kathoth
I'm
or
here.
Black Dog?
I-
Kathok.
I would
Yeah, I'll try
say
to
Okay. So Kathok, Black Dog, you guys are at the back, and you will start heading down these stairs. They are old, and they are dust covered, and the walls kind of bulge. And as you pass, you will see that there are these plates of metal embedded in the walls, kind of mirrored, polished metal, and as you kind of pass and you kind of see a reflection, you will also see more of these blue flickering flame things. They are actually in the metal panels, and you kind of see their faces in there, and they kind of move, and it's like they were kind of pressing their hands up against it, trying to get at you, but not able to move outside of those panels. And
all right.
yes,
No, I'm not going to antagonize them.
you're not going to antagonize them?
No.
Okay. And you guys will descend down, heading into the deeps here. And you go for a couple of hours. You probably haven't had to walk down stairs like this for this long a period of time, so it does become exhausting after a bit. But eventually, you will reach a doorway, and you can see that. No.
I was thinking that was right.
Yeah.
Do we have time right now?
No, not right this second.
Okay, that's fine.
So you will head down, and you will see that this opens up into a great cavern, and there's phosphorescent glow all around and about, streaks of that. That's clearly the illumination that's here, glowing fungus and things like that. And you can see that this is kind of clearly a hidden way, and there's an overgrown, heavily with roots set of stairs that go down. Have you ever seen like old jungle temples? How the roots overgrow the stones there. That's what it looks like with the steps going down. So it's more almost like a hill. And you can see that there are big mushrooms, and it's a mix of dim and lit from the phosphorescence. They're great mushrooms, and there are various mushroom and fungus people moving around in here. And in the distance, you will see sort of raised up above the main part of this varied fungus town is sort of a larger pedestal that's kind of like a great raised dais that's kind of overgrown, and you can see that clearly there's mushrooms and things that have kind of grown on it, but a glow that seems like what Alejandro described. There is a way to get up there to there's a walkway that goes across to that spot. What do you guys
we get
want
to it
do?
without disturb the mushroom people?
This is a mushroom city. You'd have to proceed cautiously.
Well, at the very least, I'll wrap my face in several layers of cloth
Okay.
and probably wet it so that the spores can't come through.
Okay.
If we chop down one of the giant mushrooms, can we pop a few armholes out?
You could certainly try that.
Shit starts getting real weird, man.
What? Looking at the mushroom people, do they have standard sensory organs? Are we seeing eyes, or are they sensing the world in a different way?
Well, actually, let me kind of give you. I actually have some images here. I'm going to move over to the main page, and let me go up, and I'll grab a couple of pictures here for you. Give me 1 sec. So here is sort of what they look like.
Oh, those are fun-loving mushrooms.
They look happy, well adjusted.
So it does look like they have eyes.
Yes. There's a couple.
So they were created by something that has a sense of eyes. One that assumes this devil has something to do with that.
So how do you guys want to proceed? What's your tactic for doing this?
Should we try to sneak past them? Is that
Okay, so what
or parlay with them? If they
what
can
tech
speak?
level is this? I mean, are they living in huts? Or they got domesticated animals, mushrooms? What? They
Why
got
don't you make
metal
a?
tools?
Why don't you go ahead and make an anthropology roll for me, Carl?
Oh, no problem. Hey, I've lived in the orcs. I'm just saying,
I know,
are
I
they
know.
like orcs?
Wisdom check for
Oh,
me.
that's easy. Yeah.
Well, you notice
They got some stuff,
you
and they
notice
use it with other stuff to make stuff.
you notice an absence of like animals. It does look like there's some larger mushrooms that are slower. It's you don't see anything like pack animals or herd animals or anything like that, and you certainly don't see any metal. Does that seem like a reasonable answer to your question?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you guys want to proceed?
I mean, do they have any? I mean,
Well-
are they carrying any tools of any type?
Not that you're able to identify as tools.
Okay.
I'm-
stealing the damn tools.
Okay. Well, I am having a sense of what sort of scope that we're going through. Are we walking for like
So you're going
5
down.
football fields through a town, and there's no alternate thing other than going through the main street? Can I kind of get a real simple
Sure.
sketch
Why
of
don't you
what we're
make
trying to do here?
Why don't you make a wisdom check for me here? And I'll kind of
Sure.
draw out. Let me get a new page here.
D20 plus my thing is, it's just straight wisdom.
Yeah, let's just say straight wisdom.
Okay. Oh, I rolled pretty sucky, but so I'm probably not. But I can't even tell what I'm seeing.
Right.
And what we're trying to get through.
Let me kind of
so.
draw a general map here of things, okay?
Thank you. I'm sorry.
No, this is okay. Let's see here, and objects and tokens, and no, indeed to do that. Draw shape. Alt for circle ellipse. Sorry, just be a second here while I get this up. I should have done a map thing for you guys. Okay, select that.
So we do not have our recoveries back.
No.
Okay, that's what I figured. Has it been 5 hours? Can I eat my other limbo?
No.
Ow, bastard.
Oh, that was delicious.
So you're saying I should eat it? Right now?
Hey guys, from what I've learned from reading the new Monero books, we should be filling this dead air with erotica.
Matt, if your goal is to make Fabian uncomfortable, that is the exact
No, like
path.
there really is a set of like an erotic
I'm sure there is,
for Numenera,
but
and I was really thinking about sending it to him.
Yeah, that will. That
you know
will,
how much more fun it would be to completely surprise him with this, and especially if you go into the homoerotic portion of it, you
Oh.
will make his freaking skin crawl and be hilarious.
So you're all going to play archaeologists of the erotic.
We're eroticologists.
Eroticologists. Yeah, that's awesome. And why wouldn't you?
I've already rolled my character. He's a vegetable human centipede.
Fabian,
God.
did we penetrate the first chamber?
God.
God. Poor Fabian, he will be weeping.
Oh.
I'm having a real hard time getting past that whole erotic source book thing. If I wrote an erotic source book for a role-playing game, it would be 300 pages, and every page in like 30-point font would just be nope.
So wait, are you telling me that there is a Uber
Come on,
handbook
if you're a mature
erotica
adult.
that sells? It's kind of hard to believe that, you know.
So, I have to tell you my story about that stuff. One year at Gen Con, they had a source book at that time, and I was down there with John Bykowski, and I was at this booth, and I was buying some miniatures, and of course they'd gotten, of course, the most attractive woman they could to draw goobers there, right? So I'm there, and my friend John Bykowski comes up, and he's been looking at the book of erotic fantasy, the D20 source book for this the whole time. And he says to me, okay, I'm going to go over and buy something, and I'll be right back. And I said, as loudly as I possibly could in front of this woman, okay, John, you tell me when you get that book of erotic fantasy, okay? And she lost it. It was great.
Nice.
John was not
She's
happy.
thinking, they don't pay me enough to be
No,
here.
not at all. She didn't get paid nearly enough. Okay, so I'm going to move you guys over onto this map here that I've badly drawn. So imagine there's this great vast cavern. And imagine that these circles represent not necessarily just one large mushroom, but maybe a set of mushrooms, like little huts and things. And you would say the distance between here, you're sort of, I'm going to ping your entry point over here. And the center point here is, gosh, maybe 3/4 of a mile.
Okay.
Looks like there's some water sources and things, and there's other uneven things, but I kind of tried to draw the biggest features nearby you. These sort of brown squigglies look like some kind of woods or forest or garden.
It's just a big mash of something,
Yes.
essentially. Okay, Lowell, I have a question for you. Which of us, myself or the cleric, would be better at being able to ascertain whether these mushroom people could serve as a vessel for a soul?
I'll let you make a roll for me.
All right, you've seen how badly I do.
Yes, exactly.
So-
I'll let you do intelligence.
Okay, so 24.
So clearly, from what Alejandro was saying, that Rakansa was put here for a reason, and he knew that the Empire roots were here. You guess that they can't serve as a vessel.
Okay. All right, then.
And also to describe another thing, imagine that there are tree roots, great tree roots running along the floor of the cavern and up on the walls and up on the ceiling, and probably pillars of roots in various different places. So
Anything that suggests reverence for Rakansa, or that they would consider themselves agents of his.
Well, the thing is in the center, but it doesn't look like there's anything, at least from this distance, that you can see that looks like any kind of worshipful area there.
Okay, and is there anything that looks like they've got guardsmen or anything like that, or that
Yes.
it's guarded?
Yes. There are
Okay.
clearly some mushroom men up on that dais that
So
look like
in-
maybe ceremonial guards of some kind.
Okay, like they might try to prevent us from taking Rakansa away.
Yes.
Okay. So if we can keep things quiet up to there, and then up there, and then back, we might be able to get out of here without a huge fight.
How do you want to do that?
That's a good question.
Back.
Okay.
So sneaking wise, that's like what? Kathak and Rook?
Well,
And then the other three of us are not so good at sneaking?
okay. Are you guys? Did you guys find anything else? Did you have an indication whether they're good or bad, or
Yeah, we
oppose
just
us?
had that conversation.
Well, I mean, so do you know?
So yes, let me recap for you, Black Dog. It turns out that the mushroom people probably are guarding Rakansa to keep us from getting to him, to keep anyone from getting to him and freeing him. They are probably the prison guards.
Mm.
So that's what we're looking at. Not that they're going to prevent us from being, but they're going to prevent us from leaving with him. So some method of stealth may behoove us, or an incredible, horrible terrorist attack. One of the two.
We could go through them one way and then threaten to blow the shit out of them the other way and say, "Hey, let us go, or we're going to cause you a lot more harm than you're going to cause us."
Well, if their duty is to watch this, that may be of little or no import. What do we know about the Root King Empire or Kingdom?
This is probably the
or
first time you've heard about this kind of thing.
Okay.
Is Alejandro with us still?
No, he's up top holding the doorway open.
And we're expected to figure out some part of this by ourselves.
Well, I know that, but I'm not stupid enough to ignore
An opportunity.
An opportunity.
Maybe if they're going to let us through. I mean, do you think they're going to let us through?
I don't think anything. They're prison guards. Do prison guards let you through? Maybe. Maybe not. If they think that it's unbreakable, maybe. But that's not.
Right. Okay, how are we going to release him in the first place? Do we know that yet? Or that's just a challenge we have no idea?
You know that one of you is going to have to serve as a vessel for him.
No. And is it Tommaso? I mean, is that the idea?
The only thing that Alejandro said was not Rook.
Okay. And knowing about the whole vessel thing, since I am, in fact, some of my magics are about that kind of thing, is Tommaso a good candidate? I mean, he's kind of verging on death right now. I don't know if his own soul has a very good hold on things.
He doesn't have a soul.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't
he
have
doesn't
spirit.
My spirit busted out.
Yeah.
My soul is immortal.
It's an awesome thing.
You busted the spirit out. Let's get that.
Oh, I rid myself of the bothersome pestilence that the Empress had protected us from before she was undone.
So one of the things that's sort of interesting about that is that the particular thing is clearly you're going to have to get Rakansa to agree essentially not to permanently possess. That's what Alejandro was alluding to, in that you would have to bargain with him.
Right. Oh, well, I understood that. I'm just saying, of the group of us, are there particular dangers to Tommaso that are out? I mean, I'm asking.
So here's the thing: is you don't know. If his spirit is gone, that's not something that happens. People die when their spirit goes away.
Yeah, they kind of just fold up on themselves.
Or undead are made when the body dies, but the spirit lays on.
In any event, I'm quite sure the danger is to the devil, as I will certainly kill him as soon as he outlived his usefulness.
So you're good with that plan?
Well, do what we must. I have no fear of devils.
Yeah, maybe that's another reason not to put him in there. So.
Well, I mean, I like my body. That's I don't know what this possession stuff means.
Means that you're going to walk around with a second second voice inside of you
Okay, so
and a second set of wills. So it needs to be someone who's strong-willed.
okay.
It needs to be someone who has the capacity to do it.
Well, then
As I said, I will accept whatever burdens come our way, but
well, you know,
again, as I said, be careful what deals you make with the devil, because I will kill him.
well, Coach Chanel. So you're the expert here. So which one of us is going to be the most resistant to influence of the devil? I mean, I'm pretty strong-willed myself, but I don't know if I don't know. I mean, magical crap. I don't know how that works.
Let's see. She looks around the group.
Or you
And
could say I'm
it's-
pretty weak-willed since I fly into a berserker rage quite easily, and I kind of enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, it's not that so much as that your strong will is to keep yourself there. It's that you won't let him push you out. Does that make sense?
No, I get it, but I mean, I kind of let go with. So I don't know how that works. You got to tell me, because
I always thought it
maybe
was
I'm
just
good,
you
maybe I'm bad.
raging. That was your essential self, but that's me.
Your friends all have a very strong sense of themselves.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of obnoxious, actually. So,
shut up!
shut up, you! Shut up!
Your ass! I can go down right now on you.
She kind of looks and she goes, "Each of you would be capable and strong enough to do it. So it's going to come down to which of you thinks they have the best control over themselves."
Well, the answer to that would be clear.
I'm just afraid that you'll how do you say, harass him, and he won't be much used to it because you'll be so bullied.
I'll start casting Turn Demon on myself.
Take that.
Running away from myself. No, I can't.
Right back.
Hilarious.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not hearing any volunteers. Everyone's being sensible and safe, right?
Except for Matt.
Except for Matt.
I don't know
Just
this.
the
stuff.
most dangerous one for the party.
I'm looking out. I'm listening to the professional. I mean, I still don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm true to myself, but I let go, and I kind of go nuts and stuff like that. And if you don't want the devil going nuts all over you,
She said that any of us would be capable. Now
Yeah.
it's down to volunteers. And if Tommaso's the only one that's volunteering, then
My order is devoted to taking
I say let him
afflictions
do
onto
it.
ourselves to cure others of afflictions. This
So wait. Now I missed this.
So now
no,
you're gonna take a possession upon yourself. I like it.
Why is Tommaso the most dangerous one for us to have? Why is he the most dangerous to take it?
Because he's the most distant from himself. His spirit isn't bound. I mean, he's
Well, his companion spirit isn't bound. I'm just trying to figure this magic-y stuff out.
and she sort of stops and she says, "He is distant from us now. He grows more distant all the time."
Okay, if you're saying that,
She sort of stops and goes, she goes, "And he'll make the decisions that he needs to make to continue his path. Those may not be the best ones for the group."
okay. So Tommaso, let's put it on the table. You're good at that.
I'll do what I must.
If I take it, if he goes in me, and he takes control, what are you gonna do?
I will murder the devil.
Yeah, I need to know in more detail here. I mean, talking about what happens to me. That's what I need to know. Yeah, can you murder the devil without hurting me, or what? How do you do that? Can you drive him out, or what do you do?
That is entirely unclear.
We would cast a ritual and attempt to cast out the devil.
Well, that's the point. Tommaso needs to be there to do that ritual, and if he's taken over by the devil, he can't cast that ritual. That's what I'm saying. Right? Is that correct?
Yes.
That does seem right.
So, sounds better that if we're going to lose control, somebody besides Tommaso do it so he can help us out.
And it
I
can't
like
be
Tommaso. I'm doing it for him. I like that guy. He saved my life, so my life is his.
Whoa.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting it to go there, Black Dog, but
Oh.
you'll be a fine choice.
And if
The
worse
orc
comes
is brave.
to work, and if you go berserk, Kathak is always willing to put an arrow in you.
Yes,
You know,
that's been previously established.
I took on a freaking dragon, man. I'm living on borrowed time, anyways.
All right. So, how do you guys want to proceed?
Okay, so at this point, wow. Let me check my utility spells.
Can you make some of the less stealthy people more stealthy?
Yeah. But I have to tell them what they can't do. And then Tommaso has to pay attention to that.
Well, wait a second. If we get a distraction, like a big fire,
Okay.
maybe we can sneak around the other side.
That seems like that's your answer, Dad.
You know,
Create a big fire.
a big fire.
No, I think that will make the guards more alert.
Tender and delicious.
More tender and delicious with butter.
With butter.
And I mean, let's think of this logically. If these guys are guarding this guy, say you were guarding something that was very important, and someone
evil.
created a or there was a fire or something off in the distance away from the thing that you were guarding, what would you do?
Depends on how smart you are.
They had a lot of centuries to come up with scenarios, and they're still standing guard over the devil, so they aren't completely bereft of a sense of duty.
Okay, so tell me again, these red circles and ellipses are
So
what are
imagine
they?
that those are either larger mushrooms or gatherings of various house-sized mushrooms.
Okay, so we haven't seen them move yet.
No, those don't seem to be mobile.
Okay, and then the blue is water, and the green mushroom is, or whatever the hell that is in the center.
There is a raised up dais that's
Okay.
kind of overgrown, and there is a pathway and a walk sort of over to get to it.
And there is the black squiggly marks.
Are like seems like gardens or woods or something.
Okay, so we're stealthing, or are we negotiating, or what?
Sherry's
Let's-
looking to see if she's got any magic that can help us stealth.
I can make one of you invisible.
Who, me?
Well, you can stealth.
Oh, I can stealth anyway, I suppose.
So I'm thinking
We're taking
Tommaso
two
in,
people?
Tommaso,
in the
I'm pretty useless at stealthing.
I'm not great, but
Well, when you're invisible, you should be pretty good at
Yeah.
stealthing.
I've got no dexterity bonus and I wear heavy armor, so
Okay.
so we'll make
Let's.
Tommaso invisible, and I guess the rest of us will stealth around. I mean, I will spend some time watching the flow of this the city and the guards, and since this is a sort of a thief thing, estimate the best path, the most cover to take to get to those stairs. That's basically the best time.
So, what is there a question there for me?
He's telling.
No, I'm saying that's what I think that's what our plan is, to turn Tommaso invisible, and the rest of us stealth. I will, like I said, take some time to observe the guard patrols and calculate the best from my thiefy background, the best path to stealthily get to that those stairs going up to the demon without being seen.
Okay. So, let's have you make that thief roll for me, Scott, to do that calculation.
Oh, nice.
All right, everybody, make a stealth roll. Dexterity plus whatever stealth skill you have plus 5.
Bog.
Wow. Thanks, Scott.
And here's where I roll.
Woohoo!
33. Okay.
So now your dex plus your level, right?
Yep.
Is your 6, right? Okay.
Oh my God.
So that's 11.
So how's that work with the invisibility? Do I need to make a roll, or can I just do I get a bonus?
You'll add another 5 to your roll.
All right.
Our 2 stealth guys, the sucky ones. Hey, you, what are you doing?
Hey, I still got a 19 though. That's not horrible.
All right.
Presumably the plus 5 are from Scott,
Yes.
which is outstanding.
So Scott, I will say you can get up to the stairs and kind of get off without too much trouble. The problem is now, so you've got the stairs and you've got kind of that platform there. When you get to the top of the platform, you guys are being more exposed to the guards that are up there. So once you kind of get to the top of the platform, you're probably going to raise the alarm.
Where's the platform? Here?
Yes.
And these are the stairs here?
Yes.
And this is a mushroom?
There's it looks like a stone dais that's overgrown.
No, the red circle
Yeah,
inside.
That's
this
where the
window.
demon is at.
Oh, okay. And
Okay.
these little red dots, that's where we are, or what?
No, that's just to show that there's texture up there.
Oh.
There.
So, how many guards are up here on this platform that we'll have to take down? Or
That you
or get past?
saw from where you were, it was hard to tell, but maybe. Let me look at my notes here. Maybe it looked to you like maybe 6, 7 of them.
So what?
Okay.
I mean, I don't think if we go up there and try to talk, it's probably going to go very well.
How would we talk the fungus people?
There's
I know there's a
that, too.
pun in there somewhere.
So I would guess we go
Very
get stealth.
sporadically. That's how we talk to him.
Ah!
Thank you, Ben.
That was well done, Ben.
That was very well done.
I told you there was
Yes.
a pun in there somewhere.
It was not easy to retrieve.
Yeah.
Bravo.
So I guess I would say go up there and stealthy as we can and try to incapacitate these mushroom guys so that we can get to the demon, and maybe Cochinelle can make the stairs into a slip slidey ice thing so no one else can get up to us easily. Give us a little extra time.
Sure, I can try some ice. Could do ritual on one of my ice spells.
So, this is going to be a roll for me to gauge certain alertnesses and things like that, including the deficit from the past roll. So, could I have you guys then, if you're going to do this, Matt, you're still adding 5 to your roll. Everybody else, roll your stealth. So that's going to be dexterity based plus whatever background is appropriate.
Oh god, my rolls are just getting worse.
Woohoo!
Ooh, look at that.
I was 15. I'm sorry.
Still better than Carl.
I'm just so consistent on the very low end
So-
of the scale.
It is a ways to get up the stairs, and it's probably as you get to kind of breaking the top of the stairs, there's clearly suddenly realize that things are moving and that maybe there's more spores in the air, and like glitter and stuff, and you'll realize as you kind of get to the top of that some kind of alarm has been raised, and that the spore count in the air seems to represent some of their form of communication, and you'll hear noise, and you guys will get to the edge of that, and there are going to be guards in your way as you make your way over to that. It is about 9:30. I don't want to start a fight at 9:30. So
Okay.
can we hold that off till
Okay.
next week?
Sure.
Okay. I'll show you the map for next week. And,
All right.
And in fact, actually, give me just a second. I will go ahead and set the map, and then you guys can see what you're dealing with there.
Okay.
All right, I have a question for the group. Is everybody planning on being here on the 22nd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good,
Are you?
good.
Are you?
I was up in the air. Hayes Carl is playing a show that night,
Ooh.
and I like him, but I like playing D&D too.
It's hard life, isn't it?
Decisions. If that's the hardest decision you have to make,
Yeah, right.
you're doing pretty good.
Oop, I didn't need it.
Now, when did Fabian say he was starting his Numenera thing, or?
He's doing it when we get finished.
Okay. Okay, so he's not going to start until Lowell's done. Okay.
Yeah, no. And so I'm going to hold off until he's finished, and then I'll go on to do the next thing after that.
I've got my totally non-erotic character, so. Clearly must not be Numenera enough. I will add 5 breasts.
I got into I was listening to there's this one Numenera podcast that completely just rips off Welcome to Night Vale.
Oh, really?
But that kind of works with the Numenera setting, and that was really cool. And I enjoyed that podcast. I started listening to another one, and that's why I have this hang up and this misconception probably about the game now, because the guy is like, I like to play Numenera, and I also write erotic fiction.
Oh,
and
no.
Like he's very hung up on that aspect of Numenera.
I looked at the PDF. I didn't get any of that from it. So
No, from the core game, there's nothing. But they made a source book.
Oh, yeah,
for
they
that.
got all stuff. Well, one of the, Shauna Germain is a big BSDM woman.
No. She was on the podcast that horrified me. So yeah.
Yeah. She's interesting.
She seems,
More together than a lot of people.
she seems cool, but just I don't know. To me, maybe I'm not, I'm not hip enough anymore. But to me, any kind of stuff in a role-playing game should be very much and fade to black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys will get up here. I'm gonna move you onto this map here. Let me show you. Oops.
Ooh, that's a cool map.
Isn't that a cool map?
Yeah.
And you guys will hear the alarm, and you'll see the thing spread out. But the thing that will strike you as you guys are kind of have come up is you will see something rise up out of one of these crevasses. And you will see...
Oh, great.
I'll show you a picture of that.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Fungal beholder?
Here, I'll show you what it looks like.
I can hear
There's
the
a
smile.
fungus
It must be
fungus.
awful.
That's what it looks like.
That's pretty awful.
Now, I want to tell you, by the
So,
way, guys...
It's a pretty open space, right?
Yep.
I mean, I would have
Oh, yeah.
expected there to be a lot less. This is the big dais thing,
That's
right?
the thing leading up to the dais. That's the area leading. So the dais is over on the far lower right back sort of edge.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
So I just want to tell you guys while you're looking at this, you're going, oh my God, why did Lowell throw fungus and mushrooms and things at us and this crazy fungal beholder? Why did I do that, Matt?
Because you
He's
put
a
him in-
fun guy.
because Matt asked for it.
Seriously?
You're on fire tonight, Ben.
He really is.
Yes, this
That is pretty great. I appreciate that.
is a
Lowell.
special request from Matt. Okay, I will see you guys next
I
week.
was thinking about the Reaper Minis when you start talking about this
Yeah.
guys too. So
Everybody can take an incremental advance.
Oh,
Ooh.
good. Wait,
Alright.
we're still on level 6, though,
Yep.
right? So incremental towards 7.
Incremental towards 7.
7 has good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Come on, people, bid more, bid more.
Oh yeah.
So
All
the
right.
I'm thinking,
incremental,
Scott.
basically, you get.
What?
I haven't been able to get any work done because like every 5 minutes I'm flipping back to that page, seeing how.
It's not
how they are.
incrementing nearly
It's
as fast as it
stressful.
did that first hour or so.
So Ben, if you go to the 13th age, I think they've got the description of what the incrementals do. You can take, I think, a feat, or raise your skill roll bonuses up by 1. All the details should be.
Ability score bonus, and at 7th level we get that. A feat, hit points, power spell, magic item, or skills +1.
Okay.
I saw their new mouselings too.
Their new mouselings are awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The geisha mouseling.
Yeah.
I know. You'd have to run a mouseling game now.
So Scott, is there anything you're not getting?
Oh, I'm not going to get the Black Star Corsairs. I'm not going to get the sci-fi guys. I probably won't get the mouseling because I wouldn't get a lot of use out of them
Yeah.
unless I ran the mouselings game. And to be honest, I might not get the dragons this time because I've
You get enough dragons?
I got enough
Okay.
dragons.
Wait, is that even possible?
All right.
I-
I'm gonna stop recording on that note there because
Okay.
I don't want to tell your players that you've got enough dragons.